If you clicked on this video, then you probably just typed into your search bar how to sell an online course before you create it, or something along those lines. Or maybe you've been here for a while and you're really trying to crack the code on how you actually do this. Because I know it sounds strange, right? How can you sell something before it's even built? Well, you're in the right place. We've helped thousands of people do this, and I'm gonna walk you through the process in this video. If you're excited, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe for new videos every single week. This is the place to be to build a peaceful, purposeful, and profitable online education business with your online course. And I wanna kick things off by showing you real human beings that we've actually helped do this in the most random array of niches. Take a look. Molly pre-sold her gut health course and did $56,000 in pre-sales. Michelle sold her home baking business course and did $26,000 in pre-sales. Maria teaches off-ice hockey goalie training and did $30,000 in pre-sales in 30 days with her course. Matt is in the music niche, specializing in percussion, did $33,000 in pre-sales. Chaley teaches psilocybin therapy facilitator training and did a whopping $214,000 in pre-sales in just a matter of a few weeks before building her course. Bob teaches wood and boat building and did $10,000 in pre-sales. And Katie is a holistic veterinarian and did $52,000 in pre-sales with her program. So if you're paying close attention, that was gut health, baking, hockey, music, psilocybin therapy, boat building, and holistic pet care. All of those folks are clients in our Authority Accelerator program, and we teach you how to take your expertise and your skill set and package it into a highly scalable, highly profitable, highly impactful online course business. And if you are here because you're serious about doing just that, then you definitely want to check out my free training on the 4 simple steps to create a successful online course business. And you can find the link to that in the description below. Before you go there though, you definitely want to watch the rest of this video so we can really dial in this pre-sale process. What is pre-selling? How does it work? And then what is the process? That's what we're going to dig into in today's video. So to understand how pre-selling works and why it's so important, I'm going to show you that this just isn't applicable to the online course industry. Basically, every successful company in the world does some version of pre-selling, and the reason is 2 key factors. Number 1, validation. Number 2, iteration. And I'm going to share with you how YouTube itself used this process back in the day, and also Starbucks, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But first, let's start with YouTube because this illustrates a great point. Did you know that YouTube started as a video dating service? It was actually called something like Tune In, Hook Up, or that was the tagline. Now, it was tested, it was launched, and it absolutely flopped. But it gave the founders the data and intel it needed to pivot and to iterate and to become YouTube that it is today, which is the world's biggest video sharing platform. So when we talk about the idea of pre-selling, you instantly think of just making money before you create your course. But a big key to why pre-selling is so important isn't just about the making money factor. It's really important because you're ultimately testing if your idea is even gonna work. And if we don't test first, we have no validation, and we're kind of running blind with a business that could very easily flop. And you might go to the effort of building that business and then having it flop, which is way worse. So the idea is to have this sort of prototype version, you get out into the market, you sell, you validate that it works and get results, and then you can grow it and scale it from there. So in really simple terms, think of it this way. You have an idea. You have an idea for a business, and you have 2 options and 2 paths you can take. One path is you just go right now, you start working on that business. You spend all your time and energy and maybe even some money putting into it to start the business. That's one path. The other path is you have an idea for a business, and you start asking people, you start doing research, you start figuring out, is this business viable? Do people need this thing in this way? And then you start to get real feedback from real human beings on whether or not this business is viable before you put any energy or effort into actually creating it. That is truly why the pre-selling process and sort of the pre-validation process is key to business success. If that makes sense to you, give me a big heck yes in the comments below. So the pre-sale process that I'm gonna lay out today is what we have created inside of our program and what all those people that I mentioned earlier used to pre-sell their programs and to truly validate them. Now, what it comes down to and why this is so important is it saves you time and money so you're not second guessing yourself every time you make some sort of move towards your business. It removes everything unnecessary from the process of completing a course that distracts you from your goal or delays the results that you were promised. So you don't have to deal with fancy tech or websites or any of that stuff. It's just a bare bones version that you can get to market into the hands of real paying clients as quickly as possible. It helps you validate your niche and get your first 50 clients in the door, and you do all of this, like I said, in the most bare bones way. So the pre-sale process that we teach our clients and that all of those clients use that I mentioned earlier is something we call the P.O.P. It stands for Profitable Offer Prototype. If you're not new here, you've probably heard me talk about this before, but why this is so important and why I created this methodology is that it saves so much time and effort that can go to waste. We've had people come to us that have spent years, and I'm not even exaggerating there, years creating a course that never sold to anyone because they had no idea if there was demand for it or not. So we want you to follow this process so that you actually know there's demand and you get the 3 C's to a scalable online course business. Cash flow in the bank, so you're not running off of scarcity and you're not running off of just trying to find any client. You get the best clients possible. You get client results early on by putting your curriculum into the market and them actually doing the work and getting results. And most importantly, you get a ton of confidence in your offer, so you feel really good about selling this program that you know works and makes an impact. So the process to create your P.O.P, your Profitable Offer Prototype, I'm gonna give you this little checklist right now, and then we're gonna run through the details and the steps of how you actually do this. So number 1, you have to identify the transformation that you're going to provide with your online course first and foremost. Then you create your curriculum outline. You don't build the curriculum, you don't create all of it, you create the curriculum outline most importantly. Then you magnetize and enroll your ideal clients. Even if you're at 0, we have a lot of people we work with who have no audience at all. Then you build the curriculum in Google Docs, PowerPoint, or Keynote on a week-by-week basis as you deliver it live so that you can use the real-world feedback from your clients of how it could be done better, any tweaks you can make, and so you're not having to go back and redo the entire curriculum at once, but you're building it as you go. Then you optimize and make changes based on any feedback. Then you package the curriculum into a pre-recorded program that's the best possible version because you truly listen to that client feedback. Then you sell it on autopilot as an evergreen business. So the first thing we need to do is set up to sell. So we are gonna set up your course to actually sell. Now, what do you need to sell a course before you create it? Simply put, you need to know who you are serving, who your ideal client is, and what you are going to provide them in terms of an outcome with your program. So we talk about transformation a lot, and this one sentence is the key to creating a sellable program. We call it your transformation statement or your unique selling proposition. So you want to take these words here and fill in the blanks. Take this sentence and fill in the blanks. I help blank go from blank to blank so that they can blank. So I help my ideal client, describe that person, go from a 0 frustrated in pain state, describe what that looks like, to a hero outcome where they've achieved the result that they're looking for so that they can feel all of the things that they want to feel, be all the things that they want to be, have all of the positive side effects of achieving that outcome. If you can fill in that sentence, you have the solid foundation for creating a highly sellable and scalable online course. And what this does is it allows you to get hyper specific on who you're serving, so your marketing is very easy. You're not talking to everybody, you're talking to that one specific person, and you magnetize them to you. And I talked about this in a previous video, but part of our process for pre-selling a program is knowing that you're serving people who are 100% able and capable to get results from the curriculum that you are laying out for them. You're not just enrolling anyone into the course, because if you enroll anyone at any stage who needs a wide variety of help, they're not gonna be ready to do the work, they're not gonna get results, and then that doesn't give you any proof or validation that your program works. So what this does is it creates a big demand and low supply, because you're not selling this program to everyone. You're selling it to your ideal client, which allows you to charge at a premium because you know that anyone you enroll is guaranteed to get results, and you're basing your price off of the value of the outcome you're providing to them, which is very high. Because you're not just handing them information with your course, you're transforming them, and that is what people pay for. So it gets you great clients in the door who are actually going to do the work, who are going to get great results, and it's going to further prove why your course is the best on the market. Number 2, interview and actually speak to the people that you ultimately want to sell your program to, even before it's built. So we call this the ICA process. And we have a process where we lay out how to find your ideal client, how to actually get them onto a Zoom conversation where you ask them a specific set of questions that we lay out in terms of what it is that they need help with, how painful it is to them to be in that current situation, what their desired outcome is, what their dream program would include to get them to that desired outcome. So they're basically laying out and hand delivering you the curriculum you should build. And this is so vital because not only are you truly sitting there listening to them, interviewing them, getting their help truly, but you're taking time to build a relationship with a real human. So by the time you actually have the program ready to pre-sell, you already have a list of buyers lined up and interested. Now, I told you that Starbucks actually leverages the whole pre-sale and prototype process, as do a lot of successful businesses. But one thing that they did was they actually sat down and interviewed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of their clients and customers. And they were experiencing a little dip in revenue at the time, and the food and beverage industry was sort of having this overall dip. So they were trying to figure out what was going on. So they actually sat down and spoke to the real people who wanted to use their services and be in their locations and stores. They found out that what they really wanted wasn't just coffee. What they wanted was a sense of belonging, an atmosphere that felt safe and inclusive, a place that they wanted to go and hang out. So if you ever noticed that Starbucks tables tend to be round, because round tables create community. There's no squared off edges, there's no isolation. You tend to actually communicate with the people around you when you're at a round table. So the round tables at Starbucks are a direct result of truly listening to what their clients wanted to get them to feel more comfortable being in their locations, which then led to, obviously, a boom in their growth. If you don't take the time to listen to what people actually need from you, you are blindly guessing at what to include in your course, and that means that you have no idea if it's gonna sell or if it's gonna work. Step 3 of the pre-sale process is creating that curriculum outline. So most importantly, you know what your ideal client needs, and you know where they are when they're coming into your program and they are challenged, frustrated, desperately seeking a solution and an outcome. And you're going to take them on a path from that 0 state to the hero outcome that you are creating with your program for your ideal client. And what you do is you create a curriculum outline that essentially is the roadmap to get them there. You want to make it as efficient and effective as possible. So when you sit down with people and ask them what they need, they're going to tell you, and that's going to directly reflect your curriculum and help you have the concepts you need to create that outcome for them and to line it up in the way that makes the most sense. So you're not building the curriculum as mentioned earlier, you're just creating an outline of, okay, step 1 is this, step 2 is this, step 3 is this. That's how you're gonna get them to the end goal. And by creating the curriculum outline, you're creating the roadmap for yourself of how you're going to teach things to your ideal client. And the first iteration of your program is going to be done in a live setting so that you can make changes on the go and on the fly, so that by the time you actually pre-record your course and turn it into an evergreen course, it is the best possible version based on the feedback from your real ideal client. So how do you build the curriculum? I made a whole other video that goes super in depth on this, and you can check that out here and in the description box below. But the basic understanding is you have to start with that hero outcome in mind. So to build a really solid curriculum, you go, okay, what's the hero outcome? What's the 0 state that they're in? What's the formula to get them from 0 to hero? All of the things that they would need, sort of brainstorm all of those things based on their feedback, based on your own experience, and then subtract. That's the biggest key. I always use the metaphor of going on a road trip. Imagine you're going on a road trip and the map, Google Maps, let's say, takes you on a billion different detours. So what was supposed to be an hour-long trip turns into a 5-hour trip. Are you gonna be super happy about that? No. What do you do when Google Maps shows you, hey, there's a faster route. Do you want to take that route? You say, heck yes. Your clients are going to say the same thing. So you want to make sure that your path to get them from 0 to hero is the fastest and most efficient path possible. Why? Because what creates a successful course that can scale? Results. Client results. And if your clients aren't getting results efficiently, they're gonna give up, they're gonna quit, and they're gonna say that your course sucks, and nobody wants that. So you have to build your curriculum outline in the most efficient way possible, and how you do that is you do it in a live setting, you iterate on the go, you make tweaks on the go, and then you turn it into this really incredible and impactful and efficient, again, pre-recorded curriculum when you're ready to sell it and scale it in an evergreen way. So the best way to do that and build the curriculum outline is not to get fancy. You can simply use Google Docs. We have our clients build their curriculum in Google Docs, or they can use PowerPoint or Keynote to create the bare bones version of their curriculum and to make it really easy to edit it and make it even more impactful before they do pre-record it. Now, the fourth step to pre-selling is you have built a network of potential buyers. Congratulations, you've done so by actually speaking to people who would be your ideal clients and doing the research and taking the time to truly listen to them. And oftentimes when our clients go through this process, those people they speak to go, hey, are you building something that will actually help me with this? Okay, I wanna know when it comes out. So you have this list of buyers at your fingertips to pre-sell the program to. You're not having to go out and build this huge network or be on every social media platform. You actually have your list of buyers at your fingertips. And I often like to refer back to the math because people think you need this massive audience to have a successful course. You absolutely do not. If you focus on the math, the average conversion rate when it comes to building an online program like this is around 20%. That's sort of industry average. It can be a lot higher, it can be a lot lower, depending on how you convert leads into paying clients. If you look at the math, let's say you want 5 people inside of your program, you're charging each of them $1,000. It would be $5,000 then for the first round of your program in terms of the revenue you generate. If you want 5 clients, the average conversion rate is 20%, then you need to times 5 by 5. So times the number of clients you want by 5, and that's gonna tell you how many leads and conversations you need to have to convert 5 clients. So 5 times 5 equals 25 conversations. So that's how many leads you need. It's not hundreds, it's not thousands, it's not millions. That's how many leads you need to actually convert 5 people at $1,000 to generate $5,000 for the first version of your program. Now, if you're sitting there going, well, how the heck do I find these people? I have a whole playlist on how to start from zero and without an audience. You do want to check that out. It'll be in the description box below. Now, the 5th step is to deliver, iterate, and package into a highly scalable online course. So you're gonna deliver, as I said, your curriculum live, and you're gonna iterate it and create it with every session that you deliver. Generally, our clients are delivering this curriculum over a span of a couple of weeks. They test the curriculum with these real clients, they get the clients the results that they're looking for, and they get the mini wins along the way, which gives them a ton of social proof. Then you make changes based on their feedback, and there is always feedback. Sometimes you're teaching things in an order that doesn't make sense to the client. Sometimes you're including things that actually aren't helpful or supportive and are just overwhelming. So you need to get rid of that out of the curriculum. So you iterate, make those changes, make those tweaks, and then you pre-record and package that curriculum into your course that people can study at their own pace on their own time. And that allows you to have this course that you can truly scale and detach your time from your income and time from client results, because they aren't dependent on you showing up live anymore to deliver the information. You know that the curriculum is solid and it works and it's based on real feedback. So you then package it and you can scale it to the moon. So to recap the pre-sale process, first and foremost, you have to set up to sell. What that means is you have to identify the 2 key factors to creating a very successful online course business, which is who exactly are you serving and what is the outcome you are providing to them. That makes everything else a lot easier. And from there, you create your transformation statement or your unique selling proposition. I help my ideal client go from 0 state to hero state so that they can achieve desired outcome and feelings and be the person, the version of themselves that they want to be. Step 2, find and interview those ideal clients. It sounds maybe more overwhelming than it actually is. There are people out there looking for the help that you have to offer. You just have to actually speak to them. I know it's a crazy idea, but you have to speak to them. And it becomes so simple to create a really effective course because they're literally hand delivering you and telling you what they need. Number 3 is create that curriculum outline. Do not build the whole curriculum and waste your time and energy doing so because you're just gonna have to redo it anyway. So create the outline first and then you're gonna build it as you deliver it. Step number 4 is from the people that you have interviewed to figure out how you can best serve your ideal client, get back on a call with them and offer them the pre-sale version, the prototype version of your program. So they can be the first ones in the door when you teach it in a live setting, which again is a very exciting opportunity. And then from there, you deliver it in a live setting week by week, iterate it as you go, make those tweaks as you go, and then you can package it into a pre-recorded course that you can scale to the moon with cash flow in the bank from your pre-sales, confidence in your offer, and client results as well to prove that you are an authority, you know what you're doing, and you know how to get people results, which is what matters most when you're creating a successful online course business. And this is truly just the tip of the iceberg. If you are trying to figure out how to create a successful online course and have an online education business that makes a massive impact on people while also allows you to stop trading time for money. This is what we do. We've been doing it for a long time. We've helped thousands of people. We'd love to support you on that process and journey. And if you want to get started, best place to start is, like I said, with that free masterclass I created for you with the 4 simple steps to creating a successful online course business. Make sure you check it out at the link below. And I also have included those playlists I mentioned for extra resources in how to do this the right way and save yourself time, energy, and a whole lot of headaches and frustration. Nobody wants that. If this is helpful to you, I would love to hear in the comments. It's my love language. What was most helpful to you? What were your light bulb moments? Be sure to give this a like, subscribe for new videos every week. This is the place to be to create a purposeful, profitable, and peaceful online education business with your online course. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.